Have you ever driven into a town and felt like you truly went back in time? Not just a few old shops, but the whole vibe, the way people live? This isn't some movie set. These are real places, living with a daily rhythm most of us thought had faded away long ago. We're about to uncover how these towns keep their own past alive. So what's their secret? How do places like Bisbee, Arizona, or Galena, Illinois, pull it off? At first glance, you might just think they got left behind, that the new highway or the big shopping mall just went somewhere else. And sometimes, that's part of it. A town gets bypassed by major development, and it ends up preserving its old-school charm by accident. But that's rarely the whole story. It's often not just about what these towns lack, but what they actively keep. It's about more than just the historic buildings. Experts point out that the real difference is the people and a unique sense of community that's hard to find anywhere else. A feeling that you're part of something bigger. So today, we're looking at what really makes these time capsule towns tick. It's not just about history. It's about a totally different way of life. So, what's the difference between a town that fades away and one that becomes a timeless classic? A lot of it comes down to a single choice. For many small towns, the story is depressingly familiar. A big box store or a fast food chain opens up just off the new highway. Pretty soon, the local shops on Main Street can't compete with the corporate prices. Author Sean Duke saw this happen over and over. Local businesses that had been there for generations would just vanish, leaving behind empty storefronts. The money that used to circulate in the community was now being shipped off to some corporate office far away. As one sociologist put it, these towns often just get older, poorer, and left behind. But some towns see that coming and make a hard turn in the other direction. They basically decide to choose preservation over expansion. Instead of trying to attract the next big chain, they double down on what makes them unique. Take a place like Bardstown, Kentucky. It thrives on its historic bourbon distilleries and family-run restaurants. Or look at Galena, Illinois, where the entire main street is packed with locally owned boutiques, not a single big brand in sight. These communities realized their strength wasn't in competing with the modern world, but in offering something the modern world had lost. This is why their storefronts often look hand-painted instead of branded. It's real. This isn't just about being quaint or old-fashioned. It's a powerful economic strategy. By keeping business local, they keep the money local. And it builds a powerful sense of community. When people feel like they have a real stake in their town, they work harder to keep it alive. They're not just residents. They're part of something. That's a feeling you just can't buy. It's a feeling you get the moment you arrive. The roads get a little narrower, the pace just instantly slows down, and you feel like you've stepped back 50 years. This isn't an accident. It's built into the very design of the town. The main streets are often lined with perfectly kept-up Victorian or 19th century brick buildings. They have these compact, walkable layouts that were designed long before cars took over everything. But the real DNA of these towns isn't just in the architecture. It's in the people. Journalist Sean Duke noticed that in these places, most people know one another. The same folks show up to the same town events, year after year. It creates this deep, shared history that you just don't find in a suburb. And this has a huge impact, especially on younger people. One sociologist at Rutgers University, Patrick Carr, found that kids growing up here often feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. There's a real sense of mentorship, where the community genuinely looks out for its own. This isn't some new, trendy idea, either. An influential essay was published in The Atlantic over 75 years ago talking about how these small communities are the seedbed of society. You can see this DNA everywhere. In Bardstown, Kentucky, it's the historic bourbon distilleries and family-run restaurants around a classic town square. In Ferndale, California, it's the stunning Victorian storefronts they call butterfat palaces. Often, these places stayed this way because a major highway or big development just happened to pass them by. But in many cases, it was a conscious choice. They chose to preserve what they had instead of chasing rapid growth. And that choice can be incredibly powerful. Just look at Park City, Utah. It's a town of only about 7,500 people, yet it hosts the world-famous Sundance Film Festival. Their unique identity isn't a weakness. It's their greatest strength. This level of protection isn't an accident. It's a deliberate defense, a moat these towns build around themselves to keep the modern world at arm's length. And you can't blame them. Many have seen what happens when a giant big box store opens up just down the road. One journalist described it perfectly. It's like a parasite. You get cheap goods, but in exchange, it sucks the life and money right out of the local economy, wiping out Main Street. So, these towns put up a fight. You can see it in places like Galena, Illinois, or Ferndale, California. They made a clear choice: preservation over expansion. Walk down their streets, and you won't see the same handful of chain stores. Instead, it's all locally owned boutiques and mom-and-pop shops that have been there for generations. Some towns are even more direct about it. Eureka Springs, Arkansas, for example, proudly has a simple rule: no chain hotels. That one decision completely changes the feel of the town. This isn't a new idea. Almost 100 years ago, one thinker argued that the healthiest communities weren't the ones with giant industries. They were the ones that thrived on smaller, local businesses, crafts, and farming. It creates an economy where money stays in the community and people rely on each other. Sometimes, the town's very layout is a form of defense. Take Bisbee, Arizona. It was built into a canyon long before cars were a thing. The streets are narrow and winding. You can't just speed through it. The town's design literally forces you to slow down and walk. So no, these aren't communities that just got lucky or were forgotten by time. They are actively holding their ground. They've decided that their unique character is more valuable than rapid growth, and they're doing everything they can to protect it. So, these towns we've talked about, they're more than just old buildings or pretty streets. They're like living history books, full of lessons we sometimes forget. Experts say they teach us things like being good neighbors, playing fair, and having courage. Kids growing up there often feel a deep connection, like they're part of something truly special. But it's not easy for them. They face tough challenges, from big corporations trying to take over to young people leaving for bigger cities. Many small towns are getting older and poorer because of it. The good news is, many of these places are fighting back. They're finding new ways to stay relevant, sometimes by bringing in new people or trying new ideas. It's a reminder that preserving these places isn't just about looking back. It's about keeping alive something truly important for all of us. A different rhythm of life that many thought was gone for good. But as we've seen, it's still there, quietly thriving. If you want to keep exploring these hidden corners of our world and uncover more stories that challenge what you thought you knew, make sure you stick around. There's always more to discover.